Every rose has its thorn.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of What's Up, Doc. Dr. Funkenberry, are you on the line?
Hello. What's going on?
Man, what a week. We have lots to talk about, but let's just jump right to the crazy girl of the moment, Lindsay Lohan. Ms. Lohan, I should say. She's in France. What is going on with her?
Okay, we decide kind of like 3 months ago when we have nothing else going on, we're just going to report about Lindsay Lohan, because that's what it seems like. This week starts off with rumors of her hooking up with a photographer, a female photographer. Like, oh, she's checking out women again instead of men. But, you know, she's been in a world of trouble. She had to do some alcohol classes, you know, kind of like traffic school for celebrities. Just have to do some classes and then, okay, maybe you're sober, and then she can party and fall on her ass again at 4 o'clock in the morning, or, you know, have shoes that have white powder coming out of them, you know, those kind of things. And then, you know, she knew that she had a court date on Thursday, and the judge said that if she misses the date, she's going to be in trouble and get arrested.
Well, but from what I heard, she had a really, really good excuse for missing court, right?
Oh, my God. Well, I don't know about you, but if I know I have court, not like I get into trouble like that, I kind of make sure to stay in the same city where the court date is in 3 days. Homegirl takes off to the Cannes Film Festival in France, and then appropriately enough, when everyone finds out about it, they're like, look, if she isn't here on Thursday, we're going to book her, you know. Then it's like, oh, the whole Iceland or about the volcano thing, that didn't happen, so she wasn't going to get stuck. She lost her passport. How convenient.
Somebody stole her passport, right?
Yeah, but it was never reported stolen till after they said, you know, if you're not here, you're still going to get thrown down. So she reapplied for a new passport, even though she never said it was stolen to the embassy. The judge said, screw it. I'm issuing a warrant for arrest. As soon as she hits the U.S., the border, she should be arrested. It was a $100,000 warrant. She's already paid $10,000 of it. So this whole thing and probably the media of wanting to be there to see her get arrested at the airport, it's not going to happen now. She already put the $10,000 bail for it to be done. So she'll get in. You know, she's already posted it. She'll have to still get booked. She will have to pay the other $90,000, but there's not going to be a scene at the airport as soon as she arrives. This girl had so many chances. You know, and she was great in Mean Girls. She looked really hot in Mean Girls. Now she just looks mean. I mean, homegirl has aged like she went from 19 to 39.
Well, on to another sort of touching story, but changing by the minute, and that is Bret Michaels, former lead singer of Poison, who we talked about in past episodes of What's Up, Doc, had a stroke, has been in recovery. He was on Oprah this week. What's the latest update with him?
This is What's Up, Doc, Deja Vu edition, by the way, y'all. We should call him Bret Miracles. I mean, you know, I have a hard trouble understanding, is this guy, like, just had a series of bad luck, or is he the luckiest mofo that has ever lived? OMG. Yeah, he appears on Oprah, talks about how he's recovering from the brain hemorrhage. He's still having a little bit of difficulty walking. All of a sudden, we're getting a story that he was admitted to the hospital for having some numbness on the left side of his body, kind of a warning stroke. And it turns out he has a hole in his heart. And, you know, they're going to take care of it. He is going to make a full recovery. But you're just like, wow, it's just like one thing after another with this guy. And, you know, we've heard, you know, after the brain hemorrhage, oh, he wants to get back out on the road. He wants to do all this stuff. So he was doing rehab twice as much as he should be doing. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I think it did. No one else is bringing that up. Just chill out, dude. Have a beer. Watch your Pittsburgh Steelers not win the Super Bowl this year. I know that you're a big fan, but, dude, just chill. You don't need to be on the road this time, man. It's better. We'd feel better if you were just chilling at home.
Well, we wish Mr. Michaels the best. Hopefully he'll have a speedy recovery, but not too speedy. I'd like him to take his time. All right, switching topics to another, well, I don't know if Lindsay qualifies as a lovely lady of Hollywood, but an actual lovely lady of Hollywood, Megan Fox, one of the most searched women on the Internet. She made some interesting decisions this week. What's going on with her?
Yeah, well, speaking of someone who's going to be staying at home, Megan Fox. You know, she's not going to be in Transformers 3, and it supposedly was Michael Bay's decision. But let's be real here. If anyone remembers when Transformers 2 was coming out, Megan was doing nothing but trashing Michael Bay, the director of Transformers 1 and 2, doing nothing but trashing him in the press junkets. It's like she was basically back then pleading for them to let her go so she doesn't have to do these movies anymore or work with him. Calling him, like, in the latest Allure magazine, she was dropping hints of, like, there was, like, this photo of her and him together, and she's like, that's kind of perverted, isn't it? That's kind of a perverted look for him, right? I think just she did not want to do it. This whole thing about it being Michael Bay's decision, I think that she was trying to make herself be as difficult as possible since the last Transformers got out of it. Here's the problem. Megan, you're hot right now. Don't know how hot you're going to be for a while. The thing is that you don't really go over screwing roles for yourself. I don't know how it's going to be. I know that your last movie, Jennifer's Body, as well as and as great as Diablo Cody is, for that not to be a hit and you're making out with other women in it, there's a little bit of a problem. Maybe throwing away roles this early in your career isn't the smartest thing, thinking that you're going to be the hot stuff of the moment. You know,
well,
but no Megan in Transformers 3, that's all.
Yeah, I don't know the status of her on-off, who knows, relationship with Brian Austin Green, but he certainly had his ups and downs in his career, so maybe she can get a little sage advice from him.
Brian's my boy. We got to lay off of that.
Hey,
Brian's my boy, man.
I love Brian Austin Green. I was very sad.
Me and him went to high school together. That's my boy. All right, on to something else. I can't diss Brian.
I'm just saying, you know, she's got somebody in her corner that she could, you know, be getting this kind of advice from. Anyway, switching topics to Doc. You had a big scoop this week about some unfortunate news, but kind of had a strange turn on your site. What happened?
Yeah, you can kind of tell, like, the turn of my voice. I don't like this. I want to be known for, like, breaking other stuff. The whole breaking someone's death thing is not, like, how I want to go. But I got a phone call Saturday night. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. I got a phone call Saturday night that Ronnie James Dio passed. It was a close friend's family, maybe a family member. I'm not really going to get into that. It's my source. So they said to give it a couple of hours that he passed away. So I went with it, and it made its way to, like, some big named metal sites. And then people weren't believing it's true. You know, they were upset, they were pissed, they were wanting to know the source. And then somehow, some way, one of the metal sites gets to know Wendy Dio, his wife, and she's saying that he hasn't passed away yet. So I'm not knowing what to do here. Did she not tell all the family members, which I think would happen? And what do I do out of respect? Do I leave the story up where I know I can get millions more of hits of people just hating on me, or do I try to respect Wendy's wishes? Regardless of that, we did find out supposedly on Sunday morning that he passed away. Regardless of the time that he passed away, the story was still true that he did die. You know, went from this internet hoax that this new guy, Dr. Funkenberry, is reporting to actual news. I just want to know when you see something on my site that it's going to be actual and it's going to be factual. I'm not going to post no crap. And, you know, Ronnie James Dio, rest in peace. It's really horrible that you died of stomach cancer, and we did lose a great, great voice over this weekend.
All right. Well, sympathies out to all the Black Sabbath fans out there. I know it was probably expected, but still a shock, and I know he will be missed. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up. That's for this week's edition of What's Up, Doc. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Every rose has its thorn.